Greetings, YouTube. I want to start off this video with the banner announcement at the top because I have heard from a few of you, or like less than 5, but obviously if I hear from less than 5 people with the same issue, it's going on a lot more than 5 alliances, that there is an issue causing some users' games to time out after trying to enlist an alliance quest. This is, of course, to be expected. Every time there's a new wrinkle in the game that's introduced, there's probably going to be a bug. That I don't really hold against Kabam because I think that's probably normal for any game, especially when you have as many things going on in the game as possible. When we started this whole MCOC journey, like those of you, when I say we, I mean those of you like in the first year that the game was out, there weren't side quests, there wasn't incursions, there wasn't a glory store, there was Alliance Quest, Alliance War, and General Questing. That was it. And I'm sure the server ran that like it was fine wine, though I have no idea what that means in this context. But now we've got side quests, special quests, variant quests, alliance quest, alliance war, incursions, you name it. Special community choice, fights, special arenas. I mean, the list goes on and on. I'm actually amazed that the server, especially since it appeared back in the day to run on hamster wheels, the server still runs at all. But with that being said, it's happening to a majority of people who've contacted me, even though I'm sure it's probably a minority of the community. As promised earlier today, I made a video in which I still consider it to be a positive arena change for so many players that got screwed over from the 6-star feature and the 6-star basic. But I do think there is a divide from the feedback that I've received. And there's one thing that everybody agrees on. Well, actually, 2 things that everybody agrees on. The first is that if you're going to make 5-star champions and 6-star champions worth the same in the 6-star basic arena, you need to make the refresh timers the same. What Kabam is basically saying with that decision is don't use your 6-star champions in the 6-star basic. Use them in the 6-star featured, where we assume they should be about, if not exactly, what they are worth now. My understanding from the post is that the 6-star champions are only worth the same as 5-star champions in the 6-star basic arena. You can see in the notes here that it says 6 stars can be used to earn points, but will earn the same number of base points as 5 stars. But when you scroll down to the featured section, it still says no changes. 5 stars equals 6,000, 6 stars equal 17,000 for the star rating points. I do believe what makes this a very fascinating change is that, like we saw a week ago, maybe a little more than that, where the 6-star basic arena is actually a lot more enticing than the 6-star featured, where you had Stealth Spidey going for way less than Immortal Abomination. The scores for Immortal Abomination should be lower because you can't jack them up with 6-star champions that are worth more than 5-star champions. I'm really fascinated to see what happens. It's going to take some videos and some data in general to see what people do, because now whales, yeah, you can use your 6 stars, but you're also sacrificing those extra points by not putting them in the 6-star featured arena. So you're probably going to need to use unit refreshes on your 565 5 stars. I mean, that would make the most sense, right? Because they've got much shorter refresh timers than 6 stars, and they're worth the same amount of points, and you're not sacrificing your 6 stars and those points in the process. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but I do know there are going to be quite a bit of scenarios where the 6-star basic arena is more enticing than the 6-star featured, and yet you're not going to get those extra points. So I still like the past arena setup for people like myself who are such veterans of the game that they have 100 plus 6 stars and 30 or 40 plus 565 5 stars. It was really the summoners who had very little 5 stars and even 565 5 stars, or 6 stars and 5 stars, that couldn't compete and still really can't compete. So they deserved so many more milestones in the summoner trials. What was awkward is that when you went from Conqueror to Uncollected, you actually totally screwed yourself up and shot yourself in the foot with those arenas. So now it doesn't feel as much like that. But at the same time, I still think the 6-star basic and the 6-star featured arenas should only be for Thronebreaker players. I truly believe that. They should be Thronebreaker only. Because by the time you get to Thronebreaker, the expectation is that you've got quite a few 6 stars and 565 5 stars. And if you don't, then I guess congratulations, you just sped through the progression way more than what a lot of summoners would. But if you made it at minimum, and of course the middle ground of that would be Cavalier, at least it's just Cavalier and Thronebreaker, but I do think that Kabam did this because they want people to spend money and they don't want to be taking out part of their player base that spends money, which in this case would be Uncollected and or Cavalier. So, in theory, you would have the old system, the pre-Shang-Chi arenas for those who were not yet Cavalier or certainly Thronebreaker, and then the new system for Thronebreaker, but instead everybody from Uncollected to Thronebreaker is still thrown in the same pool. Now, make no mistake about it, because 6-star champions are worth less in the basic and you can't use your 6 stars, it will take still a decent amount of grinding, assuming that you use a normal 5-star roster, to get the 4 million points in the basic arena. Yes, it's 4 million now instead of 16.5 million for that top milestone, but so much of that was easily completable if you had a 6-star roster. The other thing that I feel like everybody has been in agreement of, and certainly it's what I've received the majority of feedback from people who are complaining about this, is that you're taking away so many of the milestones from the 6-star basic, and even some obviously from the 6-star featured. So while people still feel like they're going to have to grind to the upper teens and lower 20s to get the rank rewards, you're just not rewarded with milestones while you do it, because those milestones have been shifted to really just be covered more in the summoner trials. So the people who have complained the most are those who don't care about the summoner trials, who only care about the 6-star basic and the 6-star featured, who now will be costing themselves some units, because unless they do all of the summoner trials, those units from the milestones in the basic and even a few in the featured have been shifted to summoner trials. So it benefits Uncollected players probably the most, Cavalier players some, and actually Thronebreaker players the least. So Kabam is trying to do right by that. I wish, and I guess they just feel like it would break the game to do it, but I wish they had just given more unit opportunities in the arena in general, not shifted everything so much so as just added more milestones. But I guess they feel like they can't have free-to-play players earn too many units without spending that precious cash, as we learn more about the new Black ISO store and the new Scarlet Witch and the new Black ISO store currency that's going to be used. You know, who knows what rabbit hole that's going to go under. But I wanted to read your comments, put them in a video, have your voices be heard. I still think this is a pro player move for so many players that got screwed over the most, which, yes, is mainly Uncollected and some Cavalier players that don't have as big a roster. You won't be as screwed if you can't do the 6-star basic and the 6-star featured arenas. And I also think the 6-star featured arena, now having the 4-star featured champion and the 3-star featured champion at lower milestones, is a pro player move, because it doesn't take as long to grind for those champions. You're at 9 million now. You lost a couple million down to 7 million. But it's still going to be a grind, and that's what Kabam wants. And you're not going to get way more units, or maybe even any more units, than you would right now if you did everything. So everything has shifted, but the biggest takeaway is that refresh timers in the 6-star basic need to be the same. The problem is that if they make them the same in the basic, they'd have to probably make them the same in the featured, and they don't want to do that, because then it's easier to score more points in the 6-star featured. It also, the counter argument is it makes it a whole lot easier of a level playing field for that 6-star basic for people who don't have 6 stars, but instead just have max ranked 5 stars. Because if you use unit refreshes and you've got 3 565 5 stars, let's say you got Nick Fury and Captain Marvel movie and Black Widow Clairvoyant as your 3 top 5-star champs, all awaken, maybe Sig 200 5 stars, you can compete with any Wales roster now, because in that 6-star basic, they're going to be getting you the same points as 6 stars. So it's an interesting level playing field, but at the same time, it still isn't without its catches. Everything has a catch-22 in a sense. That is the feedback that I've received in the past 5 or 6 hours, and I want to keep this video under 10 minutes, and we are almost there. So let me end it here. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Hope this doesn't have those pesky double ads.